Why, hello there. Good meowing, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is for you, thank you all so much for stopping by and welcome to tonight's stream. Tonight, we have a very special game. We have something very special. We have an indie game. The dev was very sweet. I reached out to them, and I was like, hey, can I play your game? And they're like, absolutely. So I'm so freaking excited. I'm sorry, when the multiple of the characters are just very my type. So before we play, we're gonna jump over here for a moment. Just for a moment. Hydration. Okay. Hello. It's me. No shrimp. All right. I know shrimp. The stretching. Ugh. I have had the worst crick in my neck for the past like 2 days. Like both sides of my neck have had a crick in them, and I'm like, seriously. They are not all insane. No. I think maybe only one. All right, but let me find the where is it? Here it is. I need to open this. All right, this is the way that the game is designed. Rectifier in Bloom is a high fantasy adventure and romance visual novel. You travel the world with 7 love interests, all loosely based off of the 7 deadly sins. This is the sentence that had me immediately hooked. Would you like to date a yandere priest, an old man, a wolf man, a half demon, a pirate, a monster-loving bard, or a fallen angel? You said too many words in the same sentence that are all like straight knives to my chest of things I want. So yes. So yes, I'm very excited. I'm probably gonna play this game all the way to the end because we're gonna play I think four of the 7 routes are full right now. Shush! They're not all yandere. There's one. Don't tease me. But yes, I will apologize. I'm not gonna be. Usually, I'm all twisty turny, but I will not be doing that much because I have a crick in my neck, like really badly. Crick in my neck on my left side. It sucks. But I am so excited to play this. I believe the let me get where you can like get the game. Because of course that's the one thing I forgot to copy in my here it is copy link. So yes, if you are interested in playing this game yourself, why did it copy like that? Wait, hold on. The link copied weirdly. Of course it did. There we go. If you are interested in playing this game, you can find it. Not multiple times. You can find it here. I'm excited. I am very excited. Also, in case you guys did not see, we are only 1 away from our goal. We are 1 follower away from our goal here on Twitch, which is, oh my god, that's crazy. So, I will just say, like I said yesterday, if we hit 500 on stream, please forgive me, I probably will cry. So, so let me just hit pause on the music, and then we will slide over here. Yahoo! All right. It's time! It's time! I'm so freaking excited! Okay, open this up. Turn the sound back on. All right. I'm so freaking excited. I'm just like, I'm stimming. Just stimming constantly. All right, well. Professional. Let's go. Start. Rectifier. Rectifier in bloom. Start. Would you like the protagonists to be visible, or would I prefer them to be invisible? Ooh. Ooh, that's a great question. Welcome back to Musume. That's a great question, actually. I've never had the option. No, actually, I think I have. You know what? I'm fine with having a visible MC. I don't care. How do I want to look? We hold on. We drop a save real fast. Because I think you can adjust your pronouns, but I always want to double check. Prince. You know what? We're gonna go, for safety reasons, we're gonna go male. Prince, alright. Alright, who do I want to choose? Oh, yeah. Yeah, this version of the game contains 4 roots. Yeah. Alright. Wow. Wow. Live Huma Musume reaction. Okay, these are great because, like, these 2 are super Prince bait, but also this guy is Prince bait, and this guy too. A contender for Subway Surfers. Hush. Oh, they're all great. They're all great. They're all great. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna let y'all decide. Oh, you're all right. Thank you so much for stopping by while you could, Flower. Appreciate it. Dev is in YouTube chat, so if you guys want to go say hi to them over on YouTube, feel free. Thank you so much for giving me a key. I'm so freaking excited. I'm so excited to play. I'm gonna let Twitch decide which route we go for. Which route? You guys, you can rig this. We're gonna say Mask Man. Hush. Chest open. Open chest man. The old man and the demon man. You guys get to voting. Y'all. Help me decide, because there's too many. Domo, arigato. So. みんな、日本語わかりますか？はい。わかりますか？私、ちょっとわかります。Oh, you guys. Oh, it's a tie. Oh, it's a fight. Oh, it's a fight. Everybody really wants open chest man, but old. Wow. Okay. All right. You're winning. You're winning. You can stop the vote. Oh, are you guys gonna make me break out the dice? Are you guys gonna make me break out dice? They're almost they're almost tied. You guys really were like, we know which exact ones Prince wants. All right. Styles won. You went broke. Hey, you didn't have to do that. It's just that Phantom has too much points, so. All right. More than the embodiment of sloth. Oh no, he's a doctor! Oh no, we have white hair and doctor. Were you looking at my mind when you made these characters? All right, as the oldest, he styles as a prominent doctor and a former noble of Jacquelier White. As the oldest of the party, he possesses wit as sharp as his surgical knife. Whew, might have to turn the fan on higher in my room. Eloquent and equanimous. Equanimous. I always read that word, never said it out loud, so whoopsie doopsies. He's no stranger to big words. Yay! Complimenting his collected to be. Sir, don't give me that face! I just noticed his face! Sir! Beneath that exterior lies a kind, fragile nature ready to be unraveled. Oh, I'm loving it. Yeah. Alright. Styles root, fire and ice. Alright. Oh, these are gorgeous backgrounds! Holy moly! I'm sorry, I'm blown away. Immediately blown away. Frigid winds bring the smell of strife to the small town of Melanin. Wagons carried by shrunken carcasses that were once horses trundle through the gates and convoys, watched by the bitter eyes of the onlookers. Each wagon holds up to a dozen wounded hauled from the nearby battlefield, all hoarded up so that there's no telling between the yet living and the already dead. Yeah. Yeah, you flaunt your coins, well, while the upper echelons of stream nobility aren't here. Understandable. They ain't even our boys, these ones. A grizzled man grumbles amidst the crowd. They're someone's boys. A woman replies, clutching her straws tightly.
Hi, Adonai. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Moochers, mutters a younger man nearby. A wagon draws closer to a sizable wooden house with a weathered sign reading, The Dancing Fox Inn. A freckled young face appears at the door. The boy looks around and quickly strides to the wagon. Having checked the new arrivals, the boyish face turns to the doorway and shouts, "Mama, there's another one here. I think he's breathing." The inn doorway produces 4 more figures, a woman in her late 30s clad in bloodied linen and 3 children with similarly stained clothes. "Let me look at him," the woman murmurs, leaning over the injured soldiers. Yeah, yeah, Styles love. Look, you gave me a white-haired doctor. That's just my type.
But yes, hello. Thank you, Samba. We're on the Twitch side.
Peak taste. See, I'm glad someone understands. Everyone else just makes fun of me. All the Melrose and Neons make fun of me. Not my fault. Not my fault that they're hot. A chest wound. Looks serious. Fine. At least he's alive. She checks if the others are still breathing, but finds no life left in their bodies. Take the boys and pull him inside, Dima. Quick. Quickly. I'll go speak to Dr. Haugen. The nurse steps into a brightly lit room, her eyes fixed on a tall person in snow-white attire, untouched by the blood. Dr. Haugen, there... Please, what did I tell you? Oh. Ooh, now I get to decide what voice I want to give him. Ignoring the red flags is my fault. Okay, but like, look. They just turned pink, and that's my favorite color. one of my favorite colors. Also, now we get to decide what voice I'm going to give this guy. Voice do I want to give him? I think I'm gonna stay down in the lower veins. Yeah, pink and blue are my absolute favorites, which is why they're my background colors and everything. Basically everything is pink and blue. Because I'm nothing but a creature of comfort and pleasure. Yeah. Also, trans flag colors. That's just a double plus. Please, what did I tell you? Styles, there's another soldier from the battlefield, still alive. Styles stands amidst a swirl of medical instruments floating in the air. Ooh, his gentle hand movements orchestrating them with striking precision. Ooh. He's also got eye bags. Oh no. Oh no, he's just my type. How many limbs? All intact, injured in the upper chest. Here he is. Diva, boys, move faster. Lay him down gently. The inn's main room, converted hastily into a makeshift infirmary, is filled with a pestilent smell mixed with that of herbs. Styles' voice carries a calm authority as he directs the scene. You observe the room with silent attentiveness, ready to answer his command.
Hi, I'm here. Wow, you're taller than me too.
I love it. Styles approaches the survivor, gently laid on the room's last free bed, his voice soft and gentle. Yeah, we're bringing you along on the ride, Phantom. Can you speak your name? The soldier's blue lips struggle to form a word.
Gavin.
Good. I shall now observe your injury, Gavin. Be calm and breathe deep. You see the breastplate unstrap and the armor lift with a wave of Styles' hand. No.
No.
Half of Gavin's arming doublet is dark red from the neck all the way down to his waist. A low moan is heard from the above floor, adding to the room's mournful scenery. Gavin winces. You look at the elegantly dressed man sitting in the corner of the room with a flute at his hips and feel an idea strike you.
Oh, it's you! The other guy I have the hots for!
I better ask Leor to play a tune and lighten the mood a bit, but what should I ask him? Pick an appropriate tune. Silence the moans sounds like I'm gonna tell him to kill the people upstairs.
Hi, Howie!
Play something cheerful is not gonna help. Pick an appropriate tune. Leor, would you play something you consider most fitting? This place requires a touch of solace. Consider my considering done, beauty. Okay, well, I'm going after you next. Leor grabs his lute and produces an abrupt note, but stops and lingers for a bit. Yeah, this is new Hopway gang. Game. I mean, yeah, game. This is the other guy that I have the hots for, but right now we're going after the white-haired doctor. Also, I just noticed that Leor has top surgery scars.
I love it!
Finally, he settles on a contemplative melody that seems to envelop the injured in thought, carrying them away from their ache and misery.
Yes! Yes!
Yeah, white-haired doctor, aka Prince Bait. Very much so. Also, he has eye bags. Look at him! Look at him! Look at him! He's Prince Bait! He's Prince Bait! You shift your gaze to Styles. His calm voice and gentle yet confident hand movement makes you feel safe at his side. With a wave of the hand, Styles lifts the doublet and scissors and guides the blades through the fabric from a slight distance. Yeah. Cute boy alert. Instant. As the scissors slice cleanly through, the cloth parts to reveal the stark, deep, round wound beneath. Yeah. Please give this man a coffee, only if he takes it from my mouth. This wound shape again. But this time, what caused it has to still be lodged within. I'm so excited, my brain is like skipping words, so I apologize. How are you injured, Gavin? Tell us everything. Fire and noise. Gavin's voice trembles. So much noise, like that of a cannon, but sharper. And there were no cannons. Only brief flashes where the red stood. We couldn't grasp what was happening. He's more of a tea guy? Nice. Well, he can drink tea from my mouth. You're blessed. You're blessed. Your breastplate is pierced through. It wasn't a lance by the looks of it. Was it a crossbow bolt of unusual shape? Did you break the shaft off? No, I can't remember. Gavin's eyes dart in confusion as Styles carefully cleans his wound, preparing for treatment. We've seen this in the others. Arms and legs hold through, no shafts or anything. Guns? Is this the introduction of guns in this world? Ooh. Correct. Didn't want to induce false memories. Had to ascertain for myself. Gavin turns his weary eyes to Styles. Have you seen another soldier named Vivian? Oh, we fought together. Is he injured? To be candid, there were a few soldiers who could spell their names today. Yeah. Vivian has a crescent-shaped birthmark on his cheek. That may be a good sign. This may be a good sign. I did not see anyone with such an appearance today, Gavin. True. True. You look at the inn's walls, once adorned with cheerful tapestries and paintings, now standing bare and somber, stripped along with the inn's counters, tables, and chairs to make room for the wounded. Could Gavin have visited this inn before? It must be distressing for humans to see familiar places in such shape. I'd better cheer him up. Hope saves. Yeah, have hope. The doctor is right. Only the injured are evacuated from the battlefield first. It'll take a bit more time for Vivian to return safe and sound. Hope saves the nations. Have you heard this proverb? I believe it originates in Solaris. Well, Gavin tries on a smile. That's a good way to look at it. Hope does seem to be what keeps us going. If Vivian's not here, maybe he's not among the worst off. I'll cling to it. You see a spark of light in Gavin's eyes. Good. I sound almost human already. Didn't expect it to be harder than looking human. And Gavin's tone lowers. But still, what if Vivian's waiting for triage in a field hospital? Styles gives you a short gesture with his hand. This time, he will answer.
Yes! Stream, woo!
They're moving all injured to Malanin. Red Jacquelarians draw too near to field hospitals for us to leave people there. You're one of the last, I take it. Others will soon come in of their own. Will soon come on their own, rest assured. Having finished his inspection of the wounds, Styles turns back to the nurse with a request. Poppy essence, right away. We're making this man high. Then you meet his eyes. Despite the sorrowful scene, you can see kindness and determination in them, sharing a silent strength as he beckons you with a nod.
Yeah, what you need, honey?
Prince, come help me out. Grab the retractor and hold the wound open for me, all right?
Okay.
You do exactly as he instructs. Outside this infirmary, you couldn't imagine yourself in this position, having to comply with Styles' authority so naturally. But still, this momentary change of roles tickles your mind. Gavin, you need to endure just a bit longer. Shift your attention away from your body. Invoke peaceful imagery in your mind's eye. With your mind's eye. Just relax and think of butterflies. Precisely. The room falls quiet, the only sounds being Gavin's labored breathing and the distant calls of nurses on the above floors.
Hi, Lilith! Doing well. Blink, 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 blink.
Perfect. Oh god, you guide the tool into Gavin's wound as gently as possible, yet that doesn't spare you from the soldier's moaning. Now all you hear is his voice and occasional notes from Styles. Right, steady. A little to your right. Good, I can see it. Now hold it like that. Styles positions his fingers as if grasping an invisible round object and begins to pull. Trickles of blood splatter onto his white garments. Behind you, the kids cling to the nurse's apron, their hands covering their ears. Also, probably should cover your eyes, kiddos. What is this game about? We are, I believe we are we are an angel. We are here to save humanity, and we have, we're supposed to follow a party of 7 sinful men. I am, very... yeah, cute boys and sinful things and simple thoughts, yes. The woman's gaze is so heavy it's fixed on the floor. The wound yields, a small metal object becoming visible, emerging from the body as if by itself, landing neatly in Styles' hand. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I got a copy of the game for free, so that's my compensation. I'm happy with that. I'm happy. That's it, Prince. Very good. Sister, bandage him, then apply pressure and herbs quickly before he exsanguinates. I know what that means. God, don't ask me to pronounce that ever again. It bleeding out. You hear the nurse's boots stomp rapidly on the wooden floor as she rushes to bandage Gavin. Leor stops playing his flute and looks at the object in Styles' hand. The children gather closer to get a peek at it as well. I think it's guns. I think this is this universe learning about guns. Even the other wounded soldiers, those not asleep or unconscious, prop themselves up on their elbows to see it. They freeze in a mix of fear and quiet admiration. Doctor, is it... Someone asks, but you can't discern who it is. That's what I feared the most. He holds a small metal projectile. Guns, resembling a tiny cannonball flattened on one side from the impact. Styles turns back to show the pellet to Gavin, the soldier's chest rising and falling in rapid fits. This is what pierced through your armor and bored 2 inches deep into your body. Styles pauses for a moment to consider everything. You feel he's been readying himself for this as he starts to speak, his voice louder than usual. This tiny pellet here marks a new era of enmity. Yep. More bloodshed, more intricate ways of killing each other. Yep. This world is just now being introduced to guns. He speaks the next words with a more muted tone. Not seeing people change in this lifetime, I surmise. Is this all we're capable of? Will we ever stop? It's the Reds who should stop, Doctor! A loud soldier's voice cuts through the room. We're defending our land, the land of our forefathers, and hopefully the land of our children. The nurse's kids watch with wide eyes, unsure if those words are meant for them. Hey, do you remember why whites fight reds? I recall my grandsire bragging about stomping down 60 red soldiers and their general on top of that. Don't talk trash. I bet the Nephilim had had them winged vermin. Uh-oh. Some soldiers not in agreement. I believe they're too illiterate for me to be mad at them. I declare you too stupid to bother with. Inferior views on a superior cause. That's so human. Besides, we Nephilim weren't around anymore to pit these two states against each other. Oh, fun. You and Styles exchange a knowing glance as if privy to a shared secret. Nephilim. Gavin's weak voice is suddenly heard. Banished 200 years ago. Nothing to do with this. No, nothing at all. They would have helped us. Watch your mouth, boy! That same loud man is heard again. You look at him to see a one-armed body with no legs. Oh, a stark contrast to the thundering voice. You might be injured, but how do I know you're not one of them snuck here in secret? What? Or what if that nurse over there, or the doctor's wingman? That's an interesting title, but okay. I'd prefer the doctor's... Not gonna finish that sentence, but yeah. Here's one of those wretches disguised as us. Who wants their soul turned inside out with Nephilim magic, boys? Good thinking. Interesting. You seem educated. But Gavin's right. The Nephilim haven't been around for nearly 2 centuries. The most vivid remnants of their culture are the architecture in the West and the Nephilim writings stored in the Angel Front's Grand Library. You must be a connoisseur of Nephilim heritage to be able to recognize one in front of you, I assume. The puzzled expression on the man's face is similar to that of a pig reading an astronomy book. Phantom! I mean, you're not wrong, but Phantom! You hear others, those capable of giggle. It's only by those words alone I suspect you now. If each educated person on Illyria falls under your suspicion of being a Nephilim, what kind of world do you think you're living in? I've crisscrossed all these, you hear me? He tries to lift his head high enough to see you fully, but fails. I know every dog in every town. Tell me where you're from and we'll see what's what. Before you can gather a mouthful of words to reply, a sharp sound interrupts you. Oh, fuck. Something crashes through the window, hurtling towards you, and the only thing you see is Styles halting in midair with a flick of his hand. Uh-oh. Frightened soldiers twitch and shriek. The one-armed, vociferous man falls from his bed, convulsing. Oh, God! And the nurse is hurrying to aid him. God is dearest. Styles rises towards you. None of those were the correct words. Actually, I think only a few of those were actually the correct words. Styles rushes towards you. I think I said rices. A stone the size of a lemon, gripped in his hands, beads of sweat dot his forehead. Beneath it, his eyes wide open are fixed on yours. Are you injured? You look at the shard of glass scattered around, then at the stone. Styles is halting. Thanks, Rice Man. That was, I assume that was coming at me. Yeah, that was petrifying. No direct injuries, but the experience was quite petrifying. An echo of a grim smile flickers across Styles' face, disappearing as quickly as it appeared. The culprit must be trying to escape. Someone better go find him. Without a doubt. He turns to the nurse as he heads out. Don't let Gavin bleed out while I'm gone. We've lost too many already. And now this. As Styles steps towards the exit, he flips the stone in his hand, revealing a small parchment secured to it with a thin, resilient twine. Oh. He unwraps it to see the message scrawled in a hasty, dark script that sends a chill down his spine. Oh. Ready for more. A low murmur escapes his lips. This town is suffocating. Styles eases through the back door, his eyes quickly adjusting to the light outside. An old man, his back hunched, rummages through wooden crates not far from what was once a window. His movements are slow and deliberate. I beg your pardon. The old man scowls at Styles and squints his worn-out eyes. Styles lifts his hand, letting the stone catch a glint of sunlight before he gestures toward the gaping window. Have you seen who did it? Yes. There's a short pause hanging between them. You gotta tell me who? Styles' eyebrows raise slowly. Then who might they be? Well, hold on, we're gonna go to settings. We want text speed full. Music up. Alright. There we go. Who might they be? There we go. The old man's shoulders lifted, followed a slow shrug. Well, if someone were settling a score with their fellow inebriate, I'd have to remind them it's a tavern no more. This place serves a different purpose now. The old man let out a quiet groan. Look, pal, I might still want to wet my whistle a bit, but that, the man nods at the window, wasn't my work, swear to the goddess. Then whose work is that? We have 3 stories filled with wounded. Styles gives a brief glance at the stone in his hand. Their conditions are dire enough even without this. Please don't go antagonizing the injured. The man sighs. Couldn't catch the face of the fella, but I would have handed him another stone myself if he were here. Oh, you ne'er-do-wells are better off as feast for crows anyway. Okay, wow. The world around Styles pauses for a moment. The air thickens. Pardon me? You heard me, Sawbones. What? Huh? Oh, okay. You view the scene from behind, unnoticed by either of them. My goodness, that man's lucky it's Styles negotiating. I know someone who would have crushed that old skull with this stone right away. Indeed, Styles remains stoic. He lets out a long exhale before resuming, his expression unchanged. Some of those soldiers were born in Melanin. I personally treated no less than 5 of those today. Perhaps at least they deserve your mercy. The man grumbles. Local, otherwise I already told my gals they'd never find a fine groom in these parts, let alone in Melanin, curse its soil. Wow, alright then. He sighs deeply. You better leave, Doctor. They say a Nephilim lurks somewhere in town. Reds, then Nephilim. The world starts turning inside out once again. You decide to step forward. Styles is the first to sense your approach, turning towards you. I gotta go take care of it. The old man's like, ooh, never mind. I don't want to start a fight. He verbally wants to start a fight. Physically? No. The old man mutters as he shuffles away. You both follow him with your gazes. Styles breaks the silence. You both try to keep your voices as low as possible. So... yeah, I heard everything. His expression turns wilted. Oh, honey! What if we were to treat a red warrior, I wonder? Would stars come crashing down from this old man's fury alone? Are they fighting communists? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Not all humans are like that, Prince. Yeah. I mean, but they also called the other side warriors whites, so I don't think that's... I don't think it's communist. No, come on. Don't, that's not what I meant to do. I wasn't thinking that. Styles, come on. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry I'd see it in the wrong light. I have you and the other guys from our group setting a much better example. You do your best to ease the tension. I would go as far as to say you're even better than some of the Nephilim I know. Oh. That does make sense! That makes sense. Don't include a meal. He's a smooch. He doesn't count. God, goodness, what kind of compliment is that? Better than some. You see a slight gleam in Styles' eyes as he offers you an elusive smile. He understands perfectly what you meant. Momentarily, his expression turns thoughtful. The urgency seeps into his voice. Take a look at this, Prince. This is what was affixed to the stone I'm holding. You examine a note with a word line that fills you with dread. This is... sinister. What's our plan? Finding the others, and quickly, starting with Ren and Greer. You give a nod of agreement. After you. You gesture for Styles to take the lead. His posture is alert and ready. The wagon stands silent. The bodies lay still, unattended, as if no one wanted to disturb their sleep except for crows. A small furtive hand scares away the birds before reaching out to the motionless feet, but a sudden remark stops it. His body's still warm. Never dishonor a fallen warrior like that. The hand twitches and snaps back at a moment's notice. A round, grubby face looks back at the man with fear painted upon it. Be easier on him, Ren. I was just like that when I was young. You're still like that, thief. Well, stop opening windows you don't mean to, Prince. Of course, you blue bloods always know best. Just wait and see. Even a saint like you be driven mad by an empty stomach and bare feet. I'm not a blue blood. You look blue blood enough for me, despite the appearance. Ren frowns. Greer catches a glimpse of small, dirty toes peeking out from under the wagon. Some are tiny, others a bit larger, but all unmistakably the feet of children. Heh, you urchins already form a queue to snatch their boots? He produces a high, appreciative whistle as a myriad of big, cautious eyes appear from under the wagon. I'm gonna turn music down just a smidgeroni. There we go. Today's a big day, right, kiddos? You just want to get dressed up for a masquerade, I take it. Rare. We'll be there too. Just look at my friend. He goes fully prepared. Without thinking twice, Greer starts untying laces and easing off the boots of the fallen before passing them to the wide-eyed kids huddling nearby. These are quite big for you, don't you think? Let's see what we can find. Greer, you unscrupulous animals! Step back, I'll buy the boots myself. Greer keeps on with a wily grin on his face. Why bother? I gather the stiffs would manage without footwear, no?
Hi, Ty. You're all good. You're all good. Thank you for stopping by.
You blasted fiend, all! In a momentary burst of rage, with fists tightly clenched, Ren's sizable frame barrels towards Greer. Ren, Greer, cease this at once. The frame's motion halts abruptly. Ren turns to you, his face cooling down from anger to timidity. Yeah. Yeah, come join us in seeing sinful guys. This is the guy we're going after. Yeah, it's just that Thai spirit. Prince, I apologize. I lost my temper. He steps forward with a downward gaze, kneeling before you, his shoulders hunched and head bowed deeply. Well, all right then. No need for that. Don't kneel, Ren. Let your head do the thinking next time, not your fists. Stand up. Ren promptly regains his proud stance, but that doesn't save him from Greer's vicious stare. Greer, is everything fine between you two? He waves his hand with an innocent air about him. It wasn't me, Prince. Ren started it. Of course. You share a glance with Styles, getting the impression your thoughts match. Teenagers. You don't say. We'll touch upon that later. Now, listen up, everyone. We have to assemble the others and quickly. Ren, Greer, you two find Percy. He must be somewhere in town. Oh, I hope he won't get in trouble. Gilf and Emil are in the woods hiding. Glyph, not Gilf. No, incorrect. Glyph and Emil are in the woods hiding. Styles and I will go pack our belongings in the infirmary. I mean, depending on who you ask, based on his age, Styles could be killed. Look! We all know when I am like excited, I mispronounce words and my brain autocorrects. And Glyph turned into Gil. But look, I also mixed up Styles Rushed and read it as Styles Riced, so Glyph and Emil are in the woods hiding. Styles and I will go back. Hey! He is. Yeah, see, I was thinking about that. Yeah, you misclicked. You meant to bonk me. Nah. Yeah, instructions unclear. Bonked Zetetica in the TSA line. Rice Manic Kill. Styles and I will go pack our belongings in the infirmary, and then we all set out once Styles is finished with the injured. And don't you dare start another brawl like that. Both Ren and Greer nod in agreement, but you notice an unspoken question in Ren's eyes. You signal him to speak his thoughts. Leaving so quickly. What's the matter? My compatriots advancing? Styles lifts his arm in a hushing gesture. Keep your voice down. No, Red Jaclarians are stalled for now. Tylus has dispatched the white blades, one must assume. I know this lot. The scar still aches. And I remember stitching it up, but... Styles points at the children who've been listening closely all this time. Their boots 2 sizes too big. What's this? Yeah. Ren lights up instantly. These are the gutter snipes Greer indulges. Gutter snipes. That's a word. Greer replies with a smug look on his face. These are my mentees. A parental sigh escapes Styles. Very well. Collect yourselves, you all. We must prepare for the worst. He extends his hand to reveal a rough stone, then pulls a crumbled piece of parchment from his robes. The sweet couple listens closely as Styles recounts the events, their eyes widening with each word spoken. And these are no mere hooligans. The ones who did this were literate enough to jot these malign words down. I mean, I think calling them literate is a little bit of a stretch, honey, but alright. Things are turning sour here. I never imagined the Melanin folks would be so airheaded. And they keep mentioning a certain Nephilim skulking about in Melanin. You cast a cautious glance at the children, whose curious eyes absorb every word as they huddle together. Thank you! Yeah, my voice abilities are my charm point. Because, well, Saul's voice is a little closer to my natural register. This is more my normal natural register.
But also going on to the kizzy voice. Kizzy voice. And then, going down, you can have kind of like pop, cool, cute. And then to princess, which is a little more softer, a little more effeminate. And then go down, back down to kind of closer to like what I'm giving Styles, and then yeah, and then the very bottom, the very absolute bottom of my vocal range. Hey, hush.
And then of course, everyone's favorite, Princess Prince, yeah. And then of course everyone's favorite is fan service voice. Everyone always loves when I pull out fan service voice. That's why most of the time it's locked behind a channel point redeem. But yeah. Ugh. Alright, 1 second, I gotta stretch. Ugh.
Take a sip. Okay, thank you, Lilith. Thank you very much.
Ugh. Goodness.
Yeah, Prince Tamagotchi time.
Alrighty. I'll just read this one again. You cast a cautious glance at the children, whose curious eyes absorb every word as they huddle together.
Ooh, like go.
Naturally, I have no idea who they're talking about, but we are only 8 people, and Melanin is home to 10,000 souls. There's a brief pause before Greer shrugs off his pensive expression and concludes. Off to jump ship, then. Yep. The familiar pungent smell of blood mingled with herbs greets you as you step into the infirmary. In this fairly cramped space, the joy of survival and the raw agony of pain blend into an intricate tapestry of emotions you've never experienced in your home plane of Astra Amia. Amia. You take a few moments to observe the scenery with a new set of eyes. The kids dart between the beds with water bowls and bloodstained bandages, trying to keep quiet but still bursting into occasional chuckles after an awkward move. Your gaze drifts to 2 nurses chatting about some sherbet recipe. One of them wipes her forehead with a stained hand, leaving an oblong red mark across her skin. Amia, awesome! Thank you! The other keeps smiling, completely oblivious to it. As you and Styles venture deeper into the room, your eyes settle on a slender figure standing by Gavin's bed. The man, clad in a tattered arming doublet, seems out of place among the wounded. Oh, is it his friend? He and Gavin are holding hands. It's his lover! Styles' lips form a subdued smile as he jokingly addresses both of them and the nurses at once. New patients, I surmise? The guest turns his face to Styles, revealing a birthmark on his cheek shaped like a crescent moon. You notice a narrow, watery line crossing it. Are you Vivian? I am. The soldier responds modestly, wiping his face with the sleeve of his good hand, the one not swaddled in a bandage. He's glancing around at the people in the room. Who can I thank for helping Gavin? You pat Styles on his shoulder. Whoops. It's this man here, the hero, Malinina. Soldiers with minor wounds lying around cheer in agreement. Others only muster frail smiles. Styles lowers his gaze and smiles back. You are the true heroes of Malinin, soldiers. To survive despite the impossible odds is a triumph in itself. One of the wounded raises his good hand in a gesture as if holding a beer mug. He shouts, "For Dr. Styles and Prince!" Thank you. Thank you. The others follow his example, except for the one-armed man you had an intense exchange with. This one emits the wildest snores imaginable, but something tells you he's only pretending to sleep. Styles glances your way. See, they celebrate your efforts too. I guess you were somewhat useful after all. Oh, I'll be more than useful to you, honey. You snicker and kick him lightly. You goober. Styles turns his stare to Vivian. We're glad you're here. Gavin needed you. You want to add some merry words yourself, but before you start, a labored noise and clunking coming from the hallway near the main entrance catches your attention. Uh-oh! Let's go see what's wrong. Oh, a storm of rusty pitchforks, twisted hose, and rotten teeth breaks inside. You feel the rage pervading the air around you as the armed townsfolk mob enters the building, yelling and cursing. You see faces contorted with anger. Some of them, to your surprise, are wearing animal hides and makeshift masks with a feral appearance to cover their faces. Well, you're a weird mob. Some have even painted themselves red and attached horns to gain a somewhat demonic look. You can hear a familiar voice from the crowd. Prince! Ren? Somewhat hard to notice you there. Prince, I'm here too. We did what you asked, more or less. The two try to push through the dense crowd, but are held back. Not so fast, a voice from the mob is heard. What's happening? That's what we wanted to ask you, maggot! Well, that's a little rude. Let's calmly discuss it. The last thing we want is a scuffle. Would you at least give us a chance to talk this out? Seems like we got a crybaby. Would they squeal louder from a pitchfork or a hoe in their guts, I wonder? Well, I'd prefer neither of those. I do have the man that I would like right here. Right beside me, but okay, we'll move on from that. Hold your gear for now, the burly man suggests with a pacifying tone. We will give them a chance to talk this out, so be it. But first, show 'em, boys! Oh! It's Percy! He's the yandere priest! The other one that I kinda like! See another familiar face emerge from the crowd's belly, a man in cleric robes with a cunning grin, the unmistakably Percy. Hello, Prince, Styles, Leor, how's it going? Percy. This weasel here dared to preach his Nephilim filth he calls faith to our lads. Whoopsies. The burly man roars. We quickly got our hands on him, but then his friends showed up. Yeah. Oh no. They told us to visit the tavern you turned into cannon fodder storage. Our tavern. He produces a wooden splinter and lights its tip with a torch. Huh? You have until this splinter burns out to explain everything. Otherwise, you'll be kindly asked to leave. Yeah, anyone? No, I feel that. Me, every time I had to write Midas. I was like, oh, fuck, not Midas. Some of you, at least. He concludes, his words accompanied by dozens of guttural titters. Percy's just a bad poser! I feel like that's a little rude. We don't even know the man yet, fully. Listen to what I say. Your stare is fixed on the burning splinter, your mind racing as you search for the right words to say. Finally, you begin. When my group and I first came to Malanin, it was by invitation, though you might find that hard to believe. We don't need to know him to roast him. The first day, it was a furious downpour that forced us to hide in this very inn. I recall some of your expressive faces sitting in the next room, drinking and gambling. That very night, many miles away, there was a gathering of another sort, far less joyous. The soldiers, many of whom we now bear the name Survivors, occupying the room behind me, prepared for the worst fight of their lives. They just didn't know it yet. You cast a quick glance at the splinter as the flame nears a third of its overall length. And there they are, thanking the goddess for their safety while their friends' corpses lie bare on the thawing ground. Such are the vicissitudes of this cannon fodder, as you called them. But you haven't thought about it for even a moment, have you? The flame creeps towards the end of the splinter. Here's my charisma roll! And as for this little incident with our friend, you couldn't find an occasion more laughable than seizing a silly man pretending to be a Nephilim preacher on the day of the masquerade carnival, no? Oh, wait, he likes that. Maybe I should have just called him a fucking poser. You shift your tone to a more compassionate one, executing your speech with the precision of a clockmaker. Yeah. You're so consumed by fear of some Nephilim race that's gone forever that you overlook the simple joys of life. And now go in peace to your families, play with your children, take them to the masquerade, give them a day free from war, even if fleeting. As the last word escapes your mouth, the flame dies, leaving a narrow trail of smoke behind. He likes being bullied. Noted. There's a brief silence before the burly man speaks up unabashedly. So, boys, who wants to grab a pint or something at my place? Whoo! Nat 20! Yeah, 0 bad endings is very nice. Goodness knows the amount of times that I've bad ended. The crowd bursts into exuberant cheers as they start to leave the hallway. Their thoughts instantly swayed by another dangling carrot guiding them elsewhere. You catch Percy's look, a mixture of triumph and tears, just before you feel a hand land on your shoulder. That was purely astonishing. Hi! Wait, is Percy into being, like, cucked? Because, I'm sorry, but... Poor dude. The shimmer in Styles' eyes betrays sheer pride and something else you can't grasp, but just feels warm, nonetheless. You see Greer and Leor fussing over Percy, while Ren stands close by, lecturing him. Somehow they all find a moment to send an appreciative smile your way. With the storm abated, you're finally able to check up on Gavin and Vivian. As you leave, you notice Leor slacken his pace as if to wait for Ren to catch up with him. Ren, honey, good to see you safe and sound. Need a back rub? Leor winks at him. Leor, not now. But we live in the now. Now is always the best time. Leor, Lucanus, I am dead serious. Adamant. I like it when you're adamant. Ugh. Fine. Back to the music. You know where to find me. Much to my chagrin. Ren, you owe me 33 silver coins straight. When betting on Percy, always consider the worst. Always consider the worst possible outcomes and choose the worst one out of them, and you won't lose coin. Holy shit. Fine. Let bygones be bygones in the name of goddess. It's not like I'm making it habitual, you know. Yeah, I think so. I think he's the group punching back. You shouldn't even think of doing it in the first place. Shush. Styles takes a moment to address everyone in the room. Sorry for that. Nothing to worry about, just a few locals with clouded minds. You shift your gaze from Styles to Gavin, noticing his pale face and bloody bandage. Vivian stands at his side, holding his hand. It's clear that Gavin is too weak to hold Vivian's in return. But poor dude. You also notice that them looking at Percy with their eyes wide open. They try to conceal it as you come closer. Doctor, may I? Gavin tries to speak before realizing he can't finish the sentence. Wait, are they gonna ask Percy to, like, marry them right now because he's afraid he's gonna die? Percy bullies the others. Great. Styles promptly asks a boy staying nearby to fetch some water. I have a small wish, if I may. He whispers, looking at Vivian pleadingly. Vivian takes over, speaking in Gavin's stead, his voice low. Oh no. Oh, okay, that's better. He wants to visit his family's resting place at the town cemetery, pay his respects. Can you not wait till you're, like, better, though? I'm no fool, doctor. Look at me. I still have time, but I don't want to waste it. I don't wish to waste it away. Styles' eyes spark with a hue of uncertainty. I see. Gavin, I won't try to dissuade you, but I at least have to propound cauterizing the wound. This means we'll take a heated iron rod and sear... That would kill him! Vivian exclaims, other injured turn to the voice. We have a capable group. Vivian nods at Ren and the others as they talk to one of the wounded soldiers. Please help us. Styles throws a heavy stare at you. Your call. You look at the trio prudently. Give me a few moments to talk this over with Styles. You signal to the others with a discreet gesture. Come here. Rear. Ren, Greer. Wow, once again, mushing words together. Ren, Greer, get the horses ready. Consider it done, Prince. Send a chorus for the pony ducks. Oh, come with me, Prince. I know a safe space to speak. Wow. Huh. You feel like making out or something? It's a little dark here. You find yourself in a tight, dimly lit space. The air is thick with the rich aroma of aged wood and fermenting hops. Hey, queer, come here! Yeah, Prince speed running to the makeout route. Oh, we're not alone. That's okay. Barrels of various sizes are stacked neatly along the rough wooden walls, their surfaces worn by years of handling. Rice man, Gilf, and queer. We're just making the exactly what you need to make a D&D party. Cobwebs cling to the corners of the basement, disturbed only by the armor and weapons thrown here to be sorted until the wounded recover. Styles lights a candle and carefully checks every corner of the room, making sure no one is here to eavesdrop. We're alone. He pauses, his gaze lingering on the surroundings before he settles onto one of the barrels. You already know what I'm about to say, Prince. At times, my medical oath requires more from me than I'm ready to give. But this town, these people, the constant war and shifting borders have driven them to the brink of lunacy. You've seen it yourself. He stops to evaluate the moment, looks you straight in the eyes. The gleams of candle flame dancing on his left cheek. A moment later, he speaks in a grave tone. Helping Gavin is beyond dangerous. We shall not do that. He waits patiently, allowing you time to fully absorb it. Gilf. Fuck! I looked straight at it! In my brain, I was like, don't say Gilf! And I just said Gilf again. God fucking damn. Glyph and Emil. Glyph and Emil wait outside the town. Neither you nor both of them are welcome here if the folks see who you really are. Each added moment of unwanted attention might be fatal. You find yourself caught in a dilemma. You run your eyes over Styles' garments, the candles, the barrels, and the armor as if those could somehow yield the answers you seek. At any rate, in your stream of thought, Gavin and Vivian are mere humans. Remember what they taught you about the value of man's life. Don't do this to me, Styles. Not now. Whose side are you on, even? On yours. Under different circumstances, I would have been the first to help them, but not here. You have a mission, remember? Mine is complete. It's a short hike from here to Volgan. We can set out right away and plan our next steps there. The images of children in bloody shirts, the maimed bodies, and the two soldiers holding hands spring to life in your mind like a cruel memento. You reach out to Styles' arm instinctively, grabbing it with a gentle squeeze. Don't look surprised, sir. We are talking about having to leave, and I'm just gonna come on to you while I have the moment. You draw a deep breath and fire off on the exhale. We're doing it. Prince, listen. He lowers his gaze reluctantly, catching your hand in response. Clutching your hand. Listen to me very carefully now, Prince. His words are molten steel, very slow and heavy. He pierces you with his blue eyes. He pierces me so hard that I have to stand still for 3 minutes as the ad goes. All right, well, the ad, it's our first break, and now I can talk about, I'll talk about my current feelings. I'm fucking loving this. In case it isn't very, very obvious. Yeah. In case it isn't very, very, very obvious, I'm loving this. I'm loving this a lot. It is perfectly... The pacing doesn't feel off for what's the word? Or it starts you mid action. Yeah. The art is adorable. The freaking everything. I'm losing track of words because I don't know how to say everything. It's everything. Everything looks just really freaking awesome. I'm loving the characters. I'm excited for the rest of them to come out. I also am like, I love the fact that the different colors give you different like personality traits-ish. So you could play it multiple times and choose like go like, oh, I'm doing an only red route, or I'm doing only blue route, or like all that. And just I just love it. I love it. I'm so interested. I want to know more about this world. I want to know more about these characters. This is a wonderful. This game is wonderful. I love it. 10 out of 10. And I'm barely playing 10 out of 10, and I don't think I'm even like halfway through a single route. But I'm already loving it. Ugh. No. Well, thank you so much for giving me a key too. I really appreciate it. I as a game dev myself, I love being able to play indie games and stuff, and I love it. Man, I love it. Also, I will remind you guys. Yeah! Aw, thank you! My only... I feel that. My only... Well, I mean, the one that I have made, yeah, it does. The only one that is, like, sort of, kind of, ish. Well, I just knocked stuff off. Okay, well, whoopsies. The only one that's kind of sort of ish finished is, I'm still working on finishing it out too, is the lore visual novel. But we're only one follower here on Twitch away from unlocking the next one. Guys, we're at $4.99. We're at $4.99. You guys have almost unlocked the next one. You've almost unlocked me working on the next game. That's crazy. That's crazy. My lovely Bella Rose and Neons, if you do remember, when we hit 500, I start working on the date VN. You guys get to go on a date with me. And then we have the 1,000, and then the other, I think it's 5K. Crazy. The crazy goal. So, mwahaha, very close. All right, now here's hoping that I can kiss Sleepy Man. Praise Blue Eyes. I can bear healing 1,000 grievous wounds and burying hundreds of soldiers. This is my burden as a doctor. He pauses deliberately between words without breaking his gaze. But if I fail to foresee something baleful happening to... Yeah, kiss Sleepy Beauty, yeah. He tries to gather the ever-escaping words as he pushes a certain treacherous thought under. Me? Your mission is too important. Oh, yay! We hug him! A gentle hug stops him mid-speech. As your chin rests on his shoulder, your words become somewhat muffled and comical, even though the occasion requires the opposite. Don't finish. I get you, Scott. Styles, I get you. Still determined to do this, is that it? You just have to trust my heart. It's never failed me. I met you, met Greer, Emil, Glyph. I said the name right this time. Ren, Lior, even Percy. Turning down any one of our bunch sounds impossible to me now. And how is Gavin any different? Imagine the rest of Vivian's life after witnessing the last moments of his beloved heir. Helping even one person means the world because you're saving their world. And turning a blind eye to the ones who clearly need us is a disgrace. We're more than capable of fulfilling Gavin's last wish. Your vocation has made you rigid. Coming to light occasionally won't hurt. You run your hand over his shoulder to reassure him before stepping back. You see something flare up in him, making him look 10 years younger. Wow. Let's go. We have big things to do. You pat his arm and head outside. He follows shortly after. The fresh melanin air fills your lungs. It's well past midday, and the townspeople bustle about their business. The wagons are gone, leaving behind only moist patches of sand, dark red seeping through. You've grown fond of the human way of life and how they arrange it, despite the shakiness of their homes and the overall down-to-earth simplicity unimaginable in Astronomia.
Your thoughts drift to Angelfront, the capital of the West. You've always dreamed of visiting a city that your kin built side by side with humankind. You wonder how it looks now, so many years after the schism, inhabited solely by humans. Your focus shifts as two figures emerge around the corner. The duo approaching are Ren and Greer, both sporting dispirited looks. What's up, guys? I vaguely recall sending you out for the horses. Greer extends his arm to hand you something. Oh, you look closer and see he's holding bloodied reins.
Horses stabbed to death. Bloodless.
All of them?
Only ours. The words land like a bag of bricks. Come on, Rectifier. Time for some quick wits.
The second floor common room is filled with an air of agitation, tempered only by the sight of scruffy kids, their feet drowning in oversized shoes. Pat a cake, baker's man, they sing and clap. We'll lay him in a cart styles prepared. Ren will drive it, and the rest of us, including Vivian and me, will stay as close together as possible. The streets might be dangerous too. I suggest we exit through the nearest gate. That would be the quickest route.
Not really. The news came in. No one's allowed in or out of Malanin. The soldiery reports it has something to do with red infiltrators skulking around.
At least it's not a Nephilim threat this time.
Well, the outcome's the same. If the gates are guarded, we'll need the plan to get through. It could get messy.
He points at the kids behind him.
My friends over there are eager to help. They say they know of a gap in the fence big enough for Ren to carry Gavin through. If they both fit, we all will. But we'll need to make our way through the Masquerade Carnival the folks have set up.
Can't you just face us all through the nearest fence with your techniques?
I surely can, but it would take hours for me to recover between leaps. These powers don't grow on trees, you know. Friends, don't listen to them. This is all claptrap. We should go straight through the Church of Alir, the late goddess of the Eastern folk.
Why would I trust you at this point?
I happen to know of the small dungeon beneath the church that opens into the forest right outside. There's a brief silence before they all turn to you. Rents, the choice is yours. The guarded gate is the shortest way, but we'll have to handle the guards. More so, given our cargo. Going through the Masquerade Carnival will take longer, but no one will attack us in plain view, then we simply vanish. And the Church of Alir's route is as secure as Percy's word for it. We go where you go.
Let's go through the carnival. We're tending to go green. The carnival has to be the safest option. We don't know what awaits us at the gate, let alone in the church of their goddess.
All hands on deck, kids. We're setting sail.
Yo-ho-ho!
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, surely there's nothing wrong with going into the dungeon.
The kids feel much more comfortable around you all, especially around Greer, that's for certain. Yet some of them occasionally make faces at Ren when he's not looking.
Ren, Greer, there's a cart outside. We're prepared for Gavin. Take him off the bed gently and lay him in there. No shaking or sudden moves.
You search for the right phrase to lighten the mood and get everyone moving. All right, let's boogie, gentlemen.
Everyone gives you a sideways look. we were not... Yeah, just follow me into my spooky dungeon. We were nat 20ing our charismas, and that was just a nat 1. Better luck next time. The city's main street is alive with festivities, a surprising contrast to everything else you've seen in Malanin. Stalls line both sides of the street, displaying a rare sight in town, a relative abundance of food. It all looks like a feast in times of plague. The smell of raw meat from the counters fills your nostrils, evoking memories you'd hope to leave behind in the infirmary. Hope Gavin doesn't smell any of that, lying amidst all those cabbages. Ren pushes the cart through the bustling street, carefully avoiding the thickest part of the crowd. To your taste, Gavin is perfectly concealed by a piece of dark linen fabric. I know you're dying, sir, but just lay down in the cabbages. Just lay down in the cabbages, my good sir. As you drift down the busy pavements, led by a squad of Greer's street urchins, you see counters piled high with crispy-looking golden pears. A kid, his enormous boots clomping with each step, casually snatches one of them right in front of you. Greer catches the act, too. Hey, rookie. He lowers his voice as the kid comes closer. Don't. Not like that. You never let yourself act like that in the open or the next time. His lecture is shortly disrupted by a short, portly man bumping into Greer as he passes by. Oh, excuse me. Hey, will you look where you're going? I'm talking to my little pal here. Once they part ways, Greer stretches out his hand with a heavy purse settled in it. See? That's how you do it.
The boy's face brightens, his eyes widening with admiration like shining coins. Can you guys stop stealing? You're ready to pray to even the human goddess that Styles hasn't noticed this. But as your eyes trace the surroundings filled with all sorts of masked and horned visages, you see yet another of Greer's mentees, a ragged little fellow, lifting a sliver of fried meat from merchant's counter. In the span of a breath, a bellowing voice shatters the air. You there, I'll chop your hand right off, you little rat! A yellow-eyed butcher yells with a pronounced web of crimson under his cheekbones. Ah, crap. Head snapped towards the boy in unison. Ren and the others tense, fists clenched, ready for a fight. The boy's eyes widen in terror as he struggles to break free, but the butcher's grip is unyielding. Huh? Oh. Suddenly, a resounding call of trumpet pierces the air, echoing down the street from afar. You see a high-ranking officer, judging by his armor, standing atop a barrel, ready to deliver some speech. His entourage puffs up with pride as he begins. Attention, attention! We received news from our great capital, Tylus. The White Council has spoken. All able-bodied Melanin men are to report to the nearest barracks. The crowd files silent, but not a moment later, a wave of distress rushes through it like lightning. You filthy swine! Our food and shelter ain't enough for you! You want to swallow our very bones? Then you choke on these bones right this instant! The crowd roars. Oh god, lunging at the messenger with all their fury. The butcher pauses, his cleaver still raised, but the boy feels the grip on his wrist loosen slightly, as the man's attention is diverted. Greer sees the moment. He wedges himself between the butcher and the boy, breaking the grip and urging the kid to flee. He turns to the puzzled butcher with a grin of disdain. Be more generous next time, scumbag. A heavy push from Greer sends the butcher tumbling into a pile of sheep guts. You weave through the chaos.
Hi, Kingy. Thank you so much for stopping by.
The air filled with excruciating screams coming from the heart of the crowd where the announcer had stood moments ago. The side streets engulf you, cutting off the sights and sounds of the Carnival Avenue. Everyone here? Yeah. You hear yourself doing a head count like an attentive hen, all in place. Gavin, are you all right? Thanks for the gentle ride, Ren. Sorry, Gavin. I'm so holding on, don't you worry. Gavin says, his breathing labored. Cabbages are far better as travel companions than dead bodies. Vivian lets out a childish giggle. You find yourselves on the town's fringes, just near the hold fence the children mentioned. Ren, will the cart get through? No, but I can carry Gavin from here. We'll fit, no worries.
We'll go our own ways. Melanin's nasty. Adults are bad.
You can't travel alone, especially here in the disputed lands.
Oh, we won't. We'll just do a small hike to Jamie's grandma. He says she's a witch, but we don't believe him. But she is a witch!
A little snaggletooth, apparently Jamie, replies bitterly.
She does make a great mushroom soup, though.
Alright, I'm sorry I hadn't a chance to impart all my wisdom to you fellas, but I'm grateful our paths crossed. May we meet again on the roads of fortune. Take care, kids. And please, be careful with the next souvenir that catches your eyes. Don't ruin my reputation. The street urchins blow a farewell raspberry at Red as they leave, chuckling merrily. A raspberry in Melanin? Odek. Did you deserve that? I guess I did. Greer throws a pleased smirk at Ren as you walk farther away from Melanin. Oh. Alright. Vivian, are we close? Yeah, I think we are. He says, glancing at you before turning back to Gavin. Vivian gently lifts his head, guiding the flask to his lips. We turn to the right after that crooked tree over there. Water droplets fall from Gavin's mouth, soaking his bloodied bandages. Anything that's true? What is, Gavin? That a real Nephilim visited Melanin. He explains, his thoughtful eyes tracing the ground below. You exchange momentary glances with everyone. Haven't the foggiest. Percy, hold on, you! You never know if someone's a Nephilim without knowing them for a long time, right? They could take almost any guise, after all. They could stay in that guise for years. Curious, I thought the shape changing thing was just part of a bedtime story my dad told to scare me. How do you know all that? You offer him a warm smile. Let's just say I spent many long years studying them, Gavin. No less than 5 decades poring over the books by the looks. Don't listen to him. Or like, ignore that fucker. Are they around us then? Gavin continues, an elusive spark lighting up his eyes. You take a few moments to consider an answer that would satisfy his insatiable mind. I guess they're
Always closer than we think.
Have you? His voice trembles as he looks you directly in the eye. Have you seen him? The air carries a distant, muted birdsong. Deep in conversation, you almost miss its slight oddity. Oh, I think they're near. Lior, send the return signal. You try to hide your relief as you glance back at Gavin. Sorry, Gavin. Let's continue when we get there. Lior lifts his flute to his lips, producing a melody echoing the bird song you just heard. Aw, hi, cutie! Before long, two figures emerge from the woods. One of them quickens his pace, leaving his companion trailing behind. As he draws near, the silhouette sharpens, revealing remarkable features. A bushy wolf tail sways behind him, and the two pointed animal ears twitch atop his head, all attached to what seems like a perfectly human body.
Puppy!
His hands wave in salute, and his shouts grow louder as he swiftly closes the distance. Hello, Prince! Hello! Prince, hello! Hi, Glyph. Hi, Emil. We're back. I got new friends? In a fit of childish or canine immediacy, Glyph rushes to Vivian, who throws his good hand up and backs away as if warding off a stray dog. You smell friendly. And what about... Glyph's face darkens as he senses Gavin's wounds from a distance. His ears droop as he gently places his hand on Gavin's head. Not another word escapes him. You have an Anataran with you? We're full of surprises. I guess we don't need to say, don't worry, he's friendly now. Gavin looks positively bewildered, staring at Glyph with the smile of a child in a menagerie. Not at all. You hear twigs snap to your left as the other figure draws close.
Aw. And this is the hobo we picked up off the street.
Hello, everyone. Looks like Glyph and I missed a lot hiding in the woods, Prince. You let a sharp relieved exhale. Oh, yeah, you surely did. You turn to everyone, feeling genuinely cheerful for the first time in a long while. Everyone's finally here. Yay! As the trees thin out, you notice a fenced patch of land with a solid row of excavated ground. Peculiar symbols adorn each site. You realize it's the Eastern Cemetery, where humans store the bodies of their departed. A twinge of quiet marvel rushes through your body. Gavin, is this the place? In a way, but my family is a bit further. Farther into the cemetery? No, not quite. Outside, half a mile to the west. Half a mile? That's a while. But Tess. Vivian, show him. No one says a word as you continue on your way, but you sense a spark of confusion flash through the group. As you begin to move, you think you can hear human voices echoing in the distance, as if the dead could speak. Oh! Well.
Oh, blessings!
We're here, Vivian says, offering Gavin's cheek a gentle touch to wake him. The tree's still standing, can you believe it? We've been fighting reds for so long, I thought it had withered already. Gavin opens his weary eyes, flaring up in an instant. Ren, that's it. Put me down by the tree. He says as Ren gently lowers him, collapsing to the ground in exhaustion the very next moment. Just leave me here for a few minutes. You guys think this tree is older than Styles? It's not the best time for your jests, Greer. And why is that? Styles interrupts him with a nod towards Gavin. The soldier tries to gather his words to say something. Vivian kneels by his side, clasping Gavin's left hand in his. Gavin, do you need a short respite? I can't see the... graves. Yes, the graves nearby. Gavin finds himself surrounded by 9 figures. Glyph is the last to arrive, carrying something in his pouch. Ren also rises to his feet to listen. This tree, Gavin begins, mustering all of his strength, was planted by my great-grandfather a long, long time ago, when my family fled from the west and settled down here, way before the schism even. He pauses to catch his breath, but you sense there's more to his hesitation. And this is where my granddad rests, along with all who came after him. My parents, too. He braces himself against the ground, muscles trembling with the effort. Pain shoots through his body, and every moment is a battle. Gavin. Vivian utters, unsure whether to help him up or convince him to stay down. Despite the agony, Gavin forces himself upright with Vivian's help. The scene around you is perfectly silent for a blink of time. You hear the bated breath of every man around you. And I'll be the last of our line to be buried here. Gavin's voice is strong and healthy for a fleeting moment. Because my faith and the faith of my forefathers lies in Nephilim. Pride shines in his eyes as his chest heaves with each heartbeat. Vivian's soothing hand rests on Gavin's shoulder as his legs buckle, sending him crumbling back to the ground. Oh! You bury your family members here, far from Eastern customs, to keep your devotion a secret. You astound me with each step you tread, Gavin. Yeah, wowzers. Tell me, please, be honest with me. Are you of the Nephilim faith, too? Vivian and I heard what the inn scuffle was about. That's why we asked you to help us. I need to know. Deem it my dying wish. Oh, fucking hell, Percy! Percy's the first to break the silence! This man pops on screen, and we've barely known him for like a half an hour. My first thought is immediately, fucking hell, Percy! He clears his throat. That truly sounded like a cohesive story, yet... Suddenly, oh, there we go. A blinding wave of light bursts through the air, forcing everyone to shield their eyes. Where you stood a moment ago, now stands a winged being, emanating a serene yet formidable presence. The feathers of your wings glisten in the light. Yeah, Percy, not the time! Reflecting it onto the awestruck faces of the humans and non-humans around you. Emil's face betrays friendly envy. You gaze at them with a full set of your 3 eyes. You head towards Gavin slowly, fear and awe before the divine mingling on his face. Yeah, can we tie Percy up and leave him? I doubt he actually would mind. You sit across from him and cradle his hands in yours. Your tranquil gaze meets his. Ryuji flashbacks. Yeah, he was talking about his dungeon. You see tears welling up in his eyes, pouring down his cheeks and falling onto your hands. You hug him gently. You both sit like that until his last tear is dried and his last sob has calmed. All eyes are set on you, maintaining respectful silence as long as needed. Please, can you bless my soul before I go? No one in my line has ever been granted such an honor. I can't believe it's not a dream. You clasp your arms with strength. He clasps your arms with strength unbelievable for someone on the brink of death, as if dreading the mirage would dispel if he lets go. I will, Gavin. I will. You shall depart with honors the Illyrians couldn't have dreamt of. You stand up slowly, letting him release your hands himself. His wide eyes are fixed on yours like magnets. Look here, Gavin. This is Emil. It's a good thing you're sitting, as he happens to be a Nephilim too. Hello, Gavin. I'd be glad to show off as pompously as Prince just did, but I've got a slight problem with that right now. Emil stutters, looking for words. Yeah, I'll be sure to share my part of the celestial grace with you too. What's left of it? You get the impression that Gavin missed everything Emil just said. It also seems he hasn't blinked once since you stood up. And for the dessert, you take a firm grip of Percy's shoulder. You get to keep the priest. Rectifier. I cast Adel Fisher. I think we just gave an old man a heart attack. Yeah. You take a firm grip of Gavin's shoulders and guide him in front of Percy's shoulders and guide him in front of Gavin, like a pet given for a birthday. This is Percy. You're unlucky enough to know him. You're unlucky enough to know him already. But he's indeed a real Nephilim priest. It's not a lie or farce. You drill Percy with your gaze. Fucking go with it. And he will gladly help deliver you the final rites. Percy assumes a mocking expression. And he will gladly help deliver you the final rites. The resting place revealed itself as more than a mere gravesite. More than mere graves. Yeah, half off, limited time offer, unfortunately. One priest, free to a good home. It was a makeshift crypt. Oh, crypt. Brimming with tarnished jewelry, small keepsakes, rosaries, and the poignant scent of damp earth. Yet, amidst the clutter, Gavin's family had stored items you knew well. Empty incense vials, anointing oils, and worn-out prayer books, understood only by you, Emil, and Percy. Long hidden in the depths, these relics were now brought into the dimming light of day. Yeah. Yeah, I'll pay you! Emil, look. Is this a knitted doll resembling ethereal, I guess? Let me see. I think it is. Have you ever seen him? No, only statues of him. I was born after the schism. You? Yeah, I remember standing 10 winged beats away from him. His spear and armor shone so brightly it blinded me for a moment there. You could feel everyone around you stop chattering before you realize every single pair of eyes is fixed on you and Emil. Excuse us, we got a bit carried away. You glance at Gavin with a question in your look. Gavin, how come you know what our celestial herald looks like? Gavin snickers quietly. Can't say for sure, but I remember we always made a new doll when the old one became ragged. I had no idea what its name was. I just played with it. Do you remember a fireplace incident you told me about? Vivian inquires with a hint of a smile. A pure childish expression appears on Gavin's face. Oh yeah, I almost burned this doll once. Thought I'd get flogged for that, but it mostly kept its looks and we made another. He turns his stare to the weathered knickknacks and religious symbols gathered in a pile. That's all we got. Gavin gives Percy a look of uncertainty. Will this be enough? Let's see. Oils, the augural wood, rosaries. Who cares about rosaries, but that won't hurt. He rubs his chin, wearing a brooding look. No incense. Prince, do you by any chance sport an Imperium bloom flower in your pocket? You pointedly trace your toga with a hand. Do I look like having pockets? Right. No worries. The lavender will do. Smells just like the Imperium bloom, or vice versa. Your grandfather knew well where to place the burial grounds, Gavin. The lavender field is just over the rise. You shoot Styles a playful grin. Oi! Hi, Reaper!
I just stopping by.
I volunteer. Care to walk me there?
Hi.
The day grows cooler. As you turn to leave the group, a quiet chuckle drifts from the distance. Glyph sits near Gavin, his pouch brimming with blackberries. He pulls one out, inspecting it closely. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty all right. Romancing a hot boy. Here, this one looks like a teeny tortoise, right? Yum, and it's gone in his mouth. And this one looks like a cloud looking like a teeny tortoise. The cloud tortoise floats straight into Gavin's mouth. And this, look at this. What does it look like? You know the answer. Gavin's sleepy eyes try to focus on the berry. This one. A boyish gleam lights up Gavin's face. This one looks like a black sheep. Vivian's lips, unlike his eyes, smile as he watches the scene. You're right. Or is this a cloud pretending to be a sheep? You're sure Gavin tries to laugh, but his shallow breaths render him mute. I think I need some rest, Glyph. Thank you so much. The clink of ampules and the clank of surgical knives, fleams, and lancets coming from Stahl's bag, and you notice as he returns the poppy essence back inside. Yeah. You lay your grievous gaze at him. How much time left? Stiles responds in a hushed tone. 3 hours, perhaps 4. The longer he moves, the less he moves, the longer he will endure. It's like an hour to grab the flowers and turn back, right? Very much so, yes. He must catch some sleep now. At any rate, the boys will keep him company. Wounds are not the worst compared to one's passing. Solitude is.
Someone has joined the kingdom.
I did it, guys. We did it. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. We hit 500, guys. We did it. We actually did it. We did it. Oh, thank you so much, Theater. Congrats. Congrats on being number 500. That's been a goal for a while. To hit 500 here on Twitch. You're the 500th Melrose which means that you guys, congratulations, have unlocked. I will begin working on the date visual novel. No, not minus the dungeon. I said, I said I was gonna cry. I'm trying really hard not to. I'm trying really hard not to. Do it. I can do it. I can do it. Okay. Let's back to the game. Ah, well, thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay. Well, I'm getting on. First, I'm getting on. Okay, gather yourself, Prince. Gather yourself. He secures the bag and hoists it onto his shoulder, gesturing for you to come along. The distant chatter grows quieter as you leave. Oh, thank you for head pies.
The sea of blossoms stretches as far as the eye can reach. As you approach Styles, bent over the red and white rose on the ground, the intoxicating scent carries you back to the very first moments of your life, back under the golden arches of Astronomia. Styles straightens up, twirling an unusually looking flower in his hand and inhaling deeply of its fragrance.
Thank you, yeah. Holy moly.
Lavandula alba, the early blooming lavender kind named after this land by white Jacquelarians, naturally. The people of Jacquelier Red know it as Lavandula rubra, which means red lavender. Which color is it really, Prince? What do you think? You struggle a bit, the splash of red stem from the base of the petals changing smoothly towards almost pale white at the margins. The overall color is pink. I would have named it Lavandula rosea. That is the most objective way to describe this flower. Styles grins discreetly.
There we go. A cautious approach, then. Are there Nephilim politicians, I wonder? You would certainly fit right in.
Well, we do have the Archon's case, but unlike them, rectifiers are born, not made.
Take it lightly. I wasn't serious.
You both fall quiet and start picking the flowers, as if in an unspoken agreement. The thick, sticky silence clings to both of you.
Hi, Keeks. Hi, baby. The kitty has come to join.
Or is it only you who feels it?
You mad at me because I chose to help Gavin?
Your question hangs in the air, with a noticeable pause before Styles begins with a heavy sigh.
No!
Each end is a consequence. There's no telling what would have happened if we hadn't helped Gavin.
I don't need to cry. No!
But we can't conjecture the outcome of our current choices either. The gears of fate are set in motion, and...
Styles, would you stop your magniloquent fucking oration? Wow, we're like, actually, no, you know what? I'm the angry one. You're dodging the question. He halts for a moment, straightening up to glance into the distance before returning to picking.
You're right, Prince. No, I'm not mad at you. Nor am I angered or displeased. On the contrary, I find it very inspiring that
a bunch of lavender flowers land on Styles' face, cutting off his words mid-sentence.
You're incredible.
Yay! With a quick leap, you tackle him to the ground. Glump! And before long, you're both caught up in a playful tussle. Aww! You're unaware of the wide smile spreading across your face or your occasional giggles, but you do notice those of Styles.
Prince, stop! Stop now, you! You winged rapscallion. What was that about?
Aww! Look, he gets a cuddle! He gets a cuddle! You roll over onto the grass beside Styles, both of you stretched out on your backs with your eyes raised towards the sky.
I'm so tired, Styles. I'm tired too.
You turn your head toward him, but the tall grass obscures your vision. Still, you can hear his rapid breathing. I have an idea. Let's leave all the guys behind, settle somewhere in Costa, buy a small home near the shore of Silver Cove, and visit Angel Front once a month, where they'd treat me like an icon, put me on some pedestal. You return to gazing at the sky, and you'd be my chaperone. They'd serve us strawberries with cream, and I'd eat all the strawberries, leaving the cream for you, because you don't like strawberries, and I don't like cream. I guess that's why opposites attract. After a brief silence, you catch his muffled remark. You deduce he's looking at the sky just as you do.
I'd like a foot massage, too.
All right, honey.
Won't you include that in your rogue messiah list for me? As a reward for long service and good conduct.
How could I forget?
Have you also forgotten about a certain Nephilim who pushed every kind soul in Maladin, and I mean our party, to help a dying soldier?
I could use a fucking shoulder massage. My neck is still twinging.
I recall that Nephilim being so dedicated they left me speechless in a certain inn's basement.
Well, I guess you're right.
Yeah, I did.
Maybe I didn't consider all the implications of my rogue messiah plan. You both burst into the loudest, longest fit of inextinguishable laughter. Neither of you could tell whose laughter is whose. Yeah. You lie like that for several more minutes, gazing at the sky without exchanging a word. One more minute, and all that's left behind is flattened grass where you both lay. Oh, we had to get up. Oh no! In the name of Ayler's tits, don't no! There's a whole Nephilim den here, boys. The burly man eyes the crypt entrances as the voices of full 24 crooks armed with torches and pitchforks echo around them. What did I tell you? He calls out to his thugs, tying 8 broken men to a great tree, and one of them wrapped in bloody bandages. That was a real preacher after all, and this whole bunch are bloody Nephilim flunkies. The unbidden guests spit into the crypt. One of them grabs Gavin's ragged doll of the Celestial Herald, positions it suggestively between his legs. Oh no, it mimics a vulgar act! The surge of vile laughter mixed with droplets of saliva fills the air. Look, your fair-haired beauty was quite convincing during a small chat in the tavern, I'll give him that. The man says, pacing to and fro. But did you expect to outfox me, old Samwell of the Blood Devils? What? I can smell the Nephilim filth from miles away. Now tell me where those 2 runaways are hiding it quickly. I want the full collection. We'll leave your bodies here as an example for other rats like you. Yeah. If repugnance emanating from the tied men's eyes was tangible, it would swallow old Samuel in that very moment. Fine then. He grins, producing a wood splinter. Josh, will you kindly fetch your torch? He sets the tip of the splinter on fire and declares leisurely. You have until this splinter burns out to Samwell of the Blood Devils. All heads pivot towards you in a snap. I am Prince of Astra Emia, the disciple of Seraphina, the Warden of Change, and the champion of High Augur Sibylla, head of the Augral Council and the holder of the Throne of Aeons. Step back from them, Craven. A wave of agitation takes hold of the crowd. Weapons clatter to the ground as a few crooks flee while others tighten their grips. That's one hell of a fish we just caught, boss. Boys, I'm the boss. You're the boys. The man mutters, his cleaver clenched tightly in both hands. Remember this moment well to pass on to your grandchildren. Boss, that's a damn blasted Nephilim. Keep away from him. We kicked them out once and we'll kick him out again. He charges at you like an angry bull, feet pounding the ground and dust swirling around him. His ear-splitting battle cry pierces the air. Don't you ever learn from your mistakes. All it takes is a lift of your hand. A violet rush of golden light surges within you, released in a fierce outward sweep as you clench your fist. The body charging at you sways, lingers, and then fully stops as an unknown brutal force envelops it. You feel his very essence in the palm of your hand, squirming, writhing, and wriggling. His soul trembles in agony, pale blue light shining through his veins, eyes and mouth in rhythmic glimmers. The mob stands paralyzed, like lambs to the slaughter, unable to blink or lift a finger. The burly man convulses in misery before your eyes, tears streaming down his cheeks, his voice turning into a barrage of inarticulate guttural squeals. For the mob, nothing exists but this glade and their own fear. For Samwell of the Blood Devils, only one wish exists. Make it stop. All eyes are on you. You look at this hulking menace of a man, now quivering in your hold like a leaf in the wind. Look. The image of bloodless bodies from the inn float into your mind again. Am I the one who takes lives, or the one who saves them? As your grip loosens, the man collapses on the ground, gasping for air in sheer relief. You cast your gaze on the crowd behind him, their eyes devastated by the sight. You feel no dread and no grief, only anger flowing through your veins. Why? Why do your humans so rarely give me reason to doubt my mentors? Do you hate Nephilim? Perhaps you're right. Maybe we wronged you mightily back then, but do you even remember when that was? Even your grandfathers hadn't been born then. But the most sickening thing is not that you hate us, it's that you hate your own. You are about to kill a dying man whose last wish was to pass on peacefully. You are atrocious. I am disgusted by you. The pale face of the burly man shows sign of life. Forgive us. You will never be forgiven for that. You clench your fist so tightly that your nails almost pierce your skin. Leave! All of you get out of my sight! I don't want to see any of you ever again! The mob members flee in disarray, stumbling and flailing, as if every second of delay could cost them their lives. But the burly man remains in place, paralyzed, his pale face bathed in sweat. You approach him, standing over his supine body. Slowly, you lift your hand, illuminating it with golden radiance. The gesture jolts the man to life, as if he were struck by lightning. His face regains its color, and he scrambles away from you as fast as he can. As the sound of footsteps cease, your vision blurs and your legs give way. Powers like yours come at a cost. You find yourself kneeling, trying to recover your breath, as you hear someone sprinting towards you from behind. A young man rushes at you, axe raised high, ready to swing and chop your head off. But he makes no further step once he's within arm's length, staggered by something you don't notice at first. A surgical knife hovers in front of his throat. Beep-bee! Its wielder emerging from the shadow of the trees. Step back, kid. You are the Nephilim. Styles' stare pierces the man's eyes, his voice leaving like a trail of silence behind. The fellow's axe falls to the ground with a clank, and then the next moment, he's gone. Styles looks around with his attentive eyes. No one here, no one else to play the hero, I guess. Come on, Prince, it's all over now. He helps you up with a gentle hug, guiding you towards the tree with exactly 8 speechless men tied to it. The rest of the night was quiet. Gavin endured until the break of dawn. You even built a fire a few feet away from the tree to sit by. No words of war, wounds, or death were spoken that night. It was filled with laughter and stories from all across Illyria. Tales of the Boreal King reigning over the frozen wastelands of Jaculier White, the Solarian legend of the 2 moons, Illyria and Alana, and even a story about a sentient Spirian cheese that turned green with envy. The last one was Emil's. And, of course, you told Gavin almost everything you knew about your people and their history. Emil would step in now and then, weaving in the older events he saw firsthand. For a transient moment, it felt as if everything that had happened before was just a bad dream. Gavin chuckled and laughed with Vivian, and when the time came, Percy and Emil were not the only ones to help with the final rites. Everyone contributed to bid the soldier farewell. After Gavin was interred, you hid the crypt entrance so that no eyes could see it, whether they were human, Anataran, or Nephilim. Blessings. You woke up before anyone else. Truthfully, you never fell asleep. The kindling horizon beckoned you. You look into the distant expanse of the human world, its gentle breeze caressing your cheeks under the growing light of day. Your mind drifts, thoughts flitting and never settling. The soft rustle of footsteps on the grass behind you reaches your ears, but you remain still, waiting. The steps halt 5 paces away. Got room in your thoughts for me? You occupy them. You did not expect it to be anyone but him. This'll be a long talk and not very pleasant. Yes, Styles. How's Vivian? I was asleep when I left. We'll get a horse and provisions from the nearest town and send him to Solaris. He can't stay in either of the Jacqueliers anymore. You listen to the sound of Styles pacing leisurely behind you. How are you? Been better. Been worse? Maybe. Because of Gavin? Yeah. No. I don't know. You lift your hands, palms up, and turn your gaze to them, away from the sunrise. Unwanted memories flare up inside your head. Oh, I can still hear that scream. The sound in your mind is followed by a vivid image of a body made translucent by the pale blue light. It was the first time when I used it. What a fool I was, dreaming of that moment to happen sooner. You almost hear Styles' thoughts assemble into a pearl of worldly wisdom, just as always. We doctors sometimes do evil that good may come. Amputations, cauterizations. You used your power for the purest and noblest cause, protecting the ones you treasure. Praise? And not a word about rash decisions and dire consequences? His voice sounds nearer. He takes a few more paces towards you and halts again. Close your eyes. All 3, no cheating. Is this my birthday? He chuckles. No, I guess not. Is it? You wouldn't know. You would have known. Well, you wouldn't know. That's a little dismissive. His steps circle around you to the left. What kind of game is that? Still, this is a day to be remembered. Yep, here we go. Sometimes the decisions you make shake your very foundations. Yesterday was such a day for you. Styles, spill it out already. You can now open your eyes. Aww! Aww! For a moment, you find yourself unable to utter even a single word. It's still Styles standing in front of you, but the usual gravity is absent from his face. Aw, he's got flowers! All three purple-white three purple-white flowers are clutched in his hand. He takes a step closer and looks you in the eye.
I'm proud of you.
Oh. Well, yes.
I'm proud I know you. Proud of your decisions. Proud of you. I never imagined a Nephilim would be the most human of us all. This is for you.
He opens his hand and the flowers lift and float around you as if by miracle. It still amazes you when he does that. They tuck themselves directly behind your right ear.
I'm glad I was born at the right time and pleased to meet you, Prince.
Aww. You feel a warmth startling? God bless it. You feel a warmth starting in your belly and rising to your face to paint your cheeks red. Styles, you pull one of the flowers from behind your ear, close your eyes, and inhale its aroma. It's beautiful.
One of my favorites.
Now it's one of mine too. I know this is too much, right? But in such a good way. Oh, God bless him. Why can't I read? Yeah, it's working. The Riz is working. You know this is too much, right? But in such a good way, I'm not sure words would be enough here. Besides, you scared the living daylights out of me. Now I'll have to return the favor someday.
Oh, you don't have to. You already did.
You two share a soft giggle. He averts his eyes from you and looks over your shoulder.
You know what? Perhaps your rogue messiah plan is not entirely unreasonable. But we have to make some changes to it. What about the cold, snowy peaks of Jaquiliar White instead of the bright, warm shores of Costa?
As he says that, the forest behind you parts, revealing silhouettes so near and dear to your heart. Aw, everybody!
And the full batch of compeers for every taste instead of just you and me. At least for a time. What do you think?
You inhale deeply. The cool air of the waking day gets your blood pumping. Your mind finally settles on one singular thought. Is this what humans call a family? I guess it is. You flash a radiant smile. Count me in. Aww. 3 months later. The steady rhythm of rain taps against the high arched windows of the great library. Great library of Angelfront. Oh my god, that was so romantic. That was so romantic. That was so romantic. I want a man to give me flowers. Ugh. Actually, yeah. I was gonna say, have I ever actually gotten flowers? I think the only times I've gotten flowers were when I graduated college from my parents. And then I think I got one when I was at a play when I was younger. I was at a community theater play. What type of flowers? I don't know. I've never thought about it. Ah, that's adorable. That's actually adorable. I love it. Outside, the wind whips around the cloisters with a haunting song. The scent of wet stone, old parchment, and a hint of lavender oil hangs in the air. You sit cross-legged between rows of forgotten tomes, an open book resting in your lap, though you haven't turned the page in minutes. Your eyes follow the flicker of candlelight dancing on the spines of ancient books. And then, a breath behind you. No footsteps, no creak of floorboards, just presence.
You always pick the quietest corners, don't you?
Without turning your head, you can bet he's smiling. That special dear smile with styles written all over it. I don't like being found. Comes with vocation. You don't look up, but you hear the smirk in his voice as he speaks again.
I always find you anyway.
You feel the shift of air as he lowers himself beside you. Aww. Stretching out one leg and folding the other, the hem of his cloak brushing your knee.
How long have you been hiding here?
I'm not hiding.
Reading, then.
You finally glance at him. His hair is damp from the rain, a few strands clinging to his forehead. Staring.
Staring?
At words that don't want to be understood.
Want to discuss them?
Not yet. A pause. The storm sighs through the broken glass near the rafters above. He accepts your silence with grace. Always has. You close the book slowly and set it aside. The quiet between you is like fabric, soft, worn, and layered in shared understanding. It's my mission.
Any turbulent thoughts?
back in that town, I started questioning my beliefs for the first time in my life. A very long life by human standards.
Good thing you chose Angel Front as our next stop. It's hard to question Nephilim beliefs. Terrible places.
You hug your knees, forehead resting lightly against them. I'm afraid, Styles.
Of?
You lift your gaze slowly to meet his. Of being happy.
You think it's a trap?
I think it's the wrong kind of happiness, and I think it's not temporary.
Oh? There are no wrong kinds of happiness.
His voice is calm, almost a whimper. Whisper, not a whimper. Quite literally, not a whimper. His voice is calm, almost a whisper, but it strikes deeper than you expect. I don't know how to make it the right one.
You don't have to.
His fingers brush the back of your hand. Just once. Just enough.
No one says you have to walk in straight lines, not even towards happiness.
You laugh softly. That's the most you thing you've ever said. Hey, yo, whimper! Yeah, man whimpers? Woo-hoo-hoo.
I do like me a man whimper.
Look, I may want to take this man. Well, I may want to have this man take me to Pound Town. Maybe. Wink, wink, wink.
And then I'm being consistent. He leans back on one elbow, watching the stained glass reflections ripple across the stone floor. You're allowed joy, Prince. Not because you earned it, but not because it was granted, but because you're alive.
You turn towards him slowly, folding one leg underneath you.
Why are you always here when I don't ask you to be? Because that's when it matters most.
You reach towards him. He doesn't flinch, doesn't breathe. Simply watches as your fingertips brush a raindrop from his cheek. You're wet. So are you? Look, you can't give me this dialogue and not expect me to lose it.
So are you.
You both laugh quietly, the intimacy of the sound settling between you like a shared secret.
May I show you something?
Will it make me cry? Oh, don't make me cry, no!
Hopefully not.
He digs into the inner pocket of his coat and draws out a tiny slip of folded vellum. He presses it into your palm. He wrote me a letter?
It's not a letter.
What is it?
A possibility.
You unfold it carefully. One day.
One day, when the world is quieted, will you plant something with me? Not for the mission, not for memory, just for beauty.
Aww. Your breath catches in your throat. You can't speak. He's looking at you with a tranquil gaze, so soft it feels like a touch. Is this?
Oh, maybe. No pressure.
You clutch the paper tightly, the weight of the inked words sinking into your chest like roots. I want to.
Someday?
No, now. Oh. Now! It is a proposal. It is. And we've decided that that means it's time for us to jump this man. You lean in without meaning to, your shoulder brushing his, and for a long moment, you sit that way, sharing warmth in the hush of the storm. Then... Oh! He tilts his head just slightly, enough for your foreheads to touch. Aww. You feel his breath when he speaks again. I'm absolutely 100% kissing this man.
You scared me back in Malanin when you did your thing with that filthy brigand.
I scared myself.
But for a short moment before casting the spell, you faltered. You tilted your head back as if looking for me among the trees. Why?
Your hand finds his, fingers tangled without effort, without thought. Because you're my anchor. You alone, not the Nephilim imperatives. Will you stay that way?
For as long as you'll let me.
You don't kiss him. Fuck! Not yet. But the promise hangs in the space between your lips. And for now, that's more than enough. A thunderclap rolls over the eternal city. Neither of you moves. Together, in the forgotten corner of a storm-drenched library, you allow yourself to believe in something fragile, something tender, something real. And it leaves you wondering if what you felt in this chamber today will ever happen again. Aww. Aww. All good, all good. Oh, holy shit. I love that. Oh, this was so good. That was brilliant, beautiful, perfect. Like how many... Yeah, this is like the most heavy romance ever. Yeah, yeah, and now to do the rest of them. Yeah. Well, I will eventually. We don't have time tonight. But that is awesome that they're... Shockingly, that was like full stream sized. That was wonderful. That was absolutely gorgeous. I loved that. I loved that. I... Give Styles all the kissies. All of the kissies. It definitely makes me want to like play the roots multiple times though. Like what changes? Oh, I'd probably scream. I'd probably go, ah! What are you doing? Yeah. Well, that's perfect. That means I can do one boy a stream more or less. That's awesome. Yay! But yes. That means we will end up calling stream here very shortly. But yeah, if you are interested in this game and picking this game up yourself, which I highly recommend you do. I highly recommend you do. Here is the link to it on itch again. It's still up on the YouTube chat, so I'll leave that there. But for Twitch side. But yeah, this has been absolutely wonderful. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Flowers. Thank you so much for giving me a key to this and letting me play this. It's so good. It's perfect. It's gorgeous, beautiful, amazing. I'm running out of adjectives, but yeah, absolutely. Congrats on making a game. That's the first thing. Congrats on making a game, because that's a hard enough part as is. I say that having gone to fucking college for game design, and
thank you.
And making my own game and all that stuff. Yeah. Fucking hell. This was amazing. I'm so excited to play the rest of the roots too. If they're as adorable and perfect as Styles was, I'm just gonna eat all of them up. I could tell that I am excited to see Percy's route though, because I need to see what kind of craziness this man kicks up. Because I know it's just gonna be perfect. I just know I'm gonna go through the route going, God damn it, Percy! God damn it, Percy! God damn it, Percy! It's gonna be great. Yeah, I'm excited! Excited! Yeah, I am gonna eat them all up. This is... Okay, I have to say, so we are currently playing... Here, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go over here for a hot moment. So, hi, it's me. So currently the big otome that we're playing is called Lover Pretend. Yeah, the damn ads. Lover Pretend is the game we're playing right now. I actually feel like this game, Rectifier, has done the romance better. The romance actually felt like these characters really liked each other and like actually were into each other and worked together and had a good... there's if you read romance stories, you know that there are times when the characters don't feel like they actually were really meant to like be in a relationship. And you're like, God damn, like these just happened because they had to be together. But this game, it's better. Yeah, it's better than Lover Pretend. And I'm gonna say, well, it's better than Variable Barricade, which is a huge, isn't a huge hurdle to jump, but I can at least think of two like big name published otomes that this game just like clears by a mile. So I definitely will recommend this game to literally anybody who wants to play a really nice visual novel. Really nice amare romance game, however you want to call it. Yeah, indie world domination. But yeah. This has been wonderful. This has been absolutely wonderful. And I am excited to play more Roots. I can tell that this is a labor of love. There is so many like little details that A, as someone who's done a game before, I can tell, and then just B, as like a player, I can tell that you guys loved this game, loved making it, loved creating the story, creating the characters. Everyone feels wonderfully fleshed out. Even like the other characters that we've only seen for bits and pieces of the story, we've only seen like short bits of them, they felt like full characters. They didn't feel like you stabbed a personality trait onto a cardboard cutout. It's honestly, as I said before, freaking 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Great job, guys. Great job, guys. I look forward to after you finish releasing all the Roots for this game, I look forward to whatever else you guys cook up, because I can trust you guys in the kitchen. Yeah. That's awesome. It's awesome. But yeah. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you. Thank you so much for the key, Dev. And yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll have to go grab those. I'll have to go grab those. And I feel that. And thank you to my lovely Melrose and Yawns for getting us to 500. Thank you, guys. Thank you, really, a lot. It means a lot to me. So yeah, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. And we're gonna move over here. All right. You all know the usual song and dance. If you're not already following me on social media, I'd appreciate it very much if you would. As well, if you're not already a part of our Discord server, I would love to see you there. We have a lot of fun. We have, I think it's like every Tuesday usually that we do watch party stuff. We play last time we played Uma Musume all day. The whole time, but we usually watch anime and stuff, and a lot of fun. But yeah, sometimes horse girls are involved. Yeah, that is it. Next week, I believe it is the 18th. Yes, on the 18th. Next week on the 18th, next stream, we actually have a special, another key stream, so that'll be fun. We're gonna play a new game. And then we'll see what else we do. That's the only day that's been decided. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful meowning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you. Thank you all so very much for stopping by. It really truly means a lot to me. Thank you. And well, without any further ado, bye.